Does it say recording for you?
It
Fab.
does.
Hello, Sorin. For all those who are watching this student spotlight, who are you?
My name is Sorin. I just finished International Business Management course within the Anglia Ruskin University London. And I'm almost at the end of my vice president term, which is amazing. It's been fantastic. It's been a real pleasure to represent all my fellow students.
Yeah, so for all those who are watching and don't know who Sorin is the vice president 2020 to 2021 for ARU London, and I'm here with him today to talk about his term and what he's been up to. And yeah, so I'll get cracking with my first question. So Sorin, what made you want to run for vice president in the first place?
Oh, that's an amazing question. Let's say that all my life I had a passion to help and support people around me. In my background, I had a few experiences in which I've been involved in representing different categories of people. I've been in politics a bit as well. So let's say that I always had a passion to help those around me. And also, I consider that this is a fantastic opportunity, and I'm not wrong now, looking back in the past year, a fantastic opportunity to develop myself, develop those people skills, my interaction with everyone, and develop those relationships with those around me, with the university, with my team, with my colleagues. Yeah,
So you ran for a lot of different reasons, by the sounds of it.
absolutely.
But
There are so many reasons you should
yeah,
take on
yeah,
this.
and you spoke a lot about ARU London students and wanting to help them and help, having a kind of a nature to help others. So what is your favorite thing about ARU London students?
The diversity, that's my favorite thing. We are such a diverse community, and we have so many nationalities. It's an amazing opportunity to learn how to work with diverse cultures. Yeah, this is the main reason.
Yeah, I think I completely agree with you. I think ARU London students, the community is so diverse and so different, and it's something so unique that you wouldn't find. I've worked at other universities, and it really is such a unique place, um, for sure. And I can see why you have really wanted to be part of that, be leading that with the SU this year. So my next question for you is, what do you think has been the toughest thing you've encountered or toughest part of being vice president this year?
Absolutely, the pandemic. There's no doubt. Um, as I said before, living unprecedented times means that you can't apply past resolutions, and you have to adapt yourself as you go. So definitely this was the biggest challenge, the pandemic, and then the fact that we we didn't know what's going to happen. We didn't know how it's going to work. So I think we managed pretty well to adjust ourselves from one day to another, or from one week to the next one.
Yeah, I think for definitely for everyone over the past year, it's been, it's had its challenges in many different ways for many different people. And I can see, when you ran for president or ran for vice president, that you thought that there might have been a way out. There might have been a period of time where we were in person, where we were working in the office, and you were able to meet students in person. And this year has definitely looked very different to that. And I can understand why that would be kind of the biggest challenge, but and the toughest thing you've encountered, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And the lack of human interaction. I
Hmm.
mean, don't get me wrong, working online in a way it's an advantage because you can reach more people online
Yeah,
rather than being on campuses. What you can meet like 10, 15, 20 people on a day.
yeah.
Uh, but still, I'm very, very sad about the fact that I didn't have the chance to be among the students that voted for me and elected me as a vice president.
No, yeah, and my heart bleeds for you because I know that that's something that you would have wanted so much, and I would have been exactly the same. And but there's been a lot of good things that have come out of the situation.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So thinking about that, kind of, what skills do you feel you've developed during your kind of role as vice president, and do you think there's anything that will really help you in the future that you've learned from being vice president?
Yeah. First of all, working with a high level of people within the university and the student union, working alongside the principal of AIU London, with the CEO, with directors, um, that 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 definitely develops skills. Yeah, people skills, leadership, and taking decisions based, unbiased
Yeah.
decision,
I think,
unbiased.
yeah, and I think those things, you can really evidence in things that you've done. So there's like so many things that you've worked on and stuff that you have had challenges with or had difficulties with, but also been so excited for, learnt so much about what you're good at. And that there's things that you can always, you'll have examples for in interviews, future interviews, your CV, loads of different things, going into a master's possibly. So there's a lot there, that you've learned, and there's a lot that you've been doing. So my next question is, out of the priorities that you had for this year, and you might want to talk a little bit about what those were, um, which one do you feel was the most successful, and why?
I believe that they were all successful, which is amazing, which is brilliant that we had the resources and the level of engagement and involvement to manage to get them all successful. But the success, absolutely, there's no doubt that the success is due to the fact that we had students alongside, we had the university with us. We've been working together. We've been managing together to get all priorities, all projects, all campaigns successful, which is amazing. That's why all the time I'm keen on expressing the fact that I've been elected as a vice president because of the students that voted for me. And if I would believe that this term was a successful term, is due to the fact that we worked together, which is very important.
So tell tell us what priorities you had for this year, and kind of what each of them were.
Uh, we, I had priorities such as Student Union London Awards. We just had it on Friday. It was a very successful event, and we recognized the successes and achievements of our students. I was planning to find a way to reward everyone, but that would be impossible.
Yeah.
But this is what I was wishing for. Everyone deserves being awarded because we had a very difficult year, and I believe that in the end we are still here. We are all winners. We had a wonderful global week. We had a wonderful committee working with students in our projects and campaigns is amazing. Taking them on board, their feedback, their involvement, that's very important. Student engagement was, is, and will be my main priority.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
Academic Integrity Week. That was an amazing project in which we managed to get the university on board as well. I had a wonderful interview with one of our directors of studies, Amy Croft.
So there's a lot of priorities this year and a lot of stuff that has been done. Even though we've been online, there's still loads of things that have been done and been done really well, which is really great. So obviously, you're coming to the end of your term, and we have the wonderful Adebisi who will be starting very, very shortly. And you've had a year as vice president, the job inside out. So what would be one piece of advice you'd give to the incoming vice president?
That's wonderful. I love this question. The only piece of advice I have for the wonderful Adebisi is just, you have to be yourself, and just be yourself, shine, and always take on board everyone's feedback and everyone's opinions, because it's very important to take a decision based on all the aspects. So
Yeah, great piece
this
of
is what I
advice.
told her.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously when we get the chance to work with her in those 2 weeks before you finish, in those 2 weeks before she formally starts, I'm sure you'll have a wealth of other advice to give her, but that's a nice one headliner of advice for her. So my last question for you, Sorin, is, the SU in the last year has grown and changed a lot. And, forward thinking, it's going to change and grow a lot in many other ways. So kind of what is your hope for the SU in the next 5 years? What do you want to see for the SU? Do you want to see it change in a particular way? Do you want to see it grow in a particular way? What's kind of your hope for the future?
I'm hoping in the following years to see an expanded students union with more resources available. I know we did well this term, but we've been working hard. So this is what I see in the future for the students union, having more resources available and keeping that good relationship with the university.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very important as well.
Great. Well, Sorin, thank you so much for chatting to me about the kind of the year you've had and what it's been like being vice president. And there's a lot of students who'll be watching this thinking, do I run next year? Do I not run next year? Or, kind of what's the next year going to be like? Or maybe they didn't know some of the stuff that you've worked on that has been really successful. So thank you very much for taking the time out today to share that with me. From all of the SU team and all the students, we just want to say a huge thank you for the hard work and the effort you've put in this year to make, the SU so successful in the things that it's done and set out. And you will be missed, and much like Dave said, there are some big shoes to fill, and we look forward to seeing what Adebisi will do to fill those. But a huge thank you to you and the time and the effort you've given to really support and represent students.
It was an absolute joy representing the students and working with you guys and working with the university. Definitely, I would encourage students to run for this position. It's a fantastic opportunity. It weighs in gold, I must say. So yeah, thank you once again for everything. It's been amazing, outstanding. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you so much, Sorin.